such an asshole.
All right, this one's kind of all over the place because it's not a traditional request. There's nothing wrong with that, but the content that my client sent me was so fucked up. I had to do an email. I'm like, is this really what you're asking me about? This is what you wanted me to talk about? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, this crazy nut job guy, and oh, by the way, the audio is from the 1990s. And you could tell it was recorded at a bit rate of maybe 84 kilobytes per second because it's got that high whiny pitch. It just sounds like it's warped and distorted. And not only does it sound like it's warped and distorted, it is warped and distorted. I had to listen to an hour of that and a half an hour. I'm like, dude, when does he get to the point? Like, what is the topic here? And this is why I build for time, guys. I don't have time to be sitting here like, oh, I understand. This guy's a fucking psychopath. And he just blathered on for the first half an hour. You're going to pay for it. So here's what we got. And some people already know the topic of the show or the topic of this conversation. We'll no, hang on. I gotta cough again. I had finished it got better. And then it came back. Okay. Hello, Aaron. Please keep me anonymous. Let me preface this by saying I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I do not believe in aliens, Bigfoot, reptilian humanoids, the Jews. Well, the Jews are real. They are real. That's not a conspiracy theory. Quite actually an established history and track record within the world history. Or the likes is there is very incomplete or no evidence proving these things. I despise rumor and things not associated with facts. That being said, I can still listen to something without accepting it, even if it sounds nuts, like those sexual assaults that took place in the news a few years ago. I wanted you to do a video response review of a video dubbed "The Disease That Is Killing America." And he provided the link there, and I provided the link below. It's by Bill Cooper. So let me tell you what it is before you go over there and listen. All right, it is recording from the 90s because he's calling Clinton, President Clinton, not Hillary Clinton, Hitler. And there's camps and this and that. I'm listening. I'm like, okay, look, I wasn't a fan of the Clintons, but Bill Clinton is not Hitler. Okay. Bill Clinton, by today's standards, would be one of the most conservative presidents and would be shot by the communists in his own party that he led maybe 2 decades ago. So already I knew this guy was weird. And this guy just rambled and rambled and rambled and did not get to an effing point. All right, so it was about half an hour in this video. It was very painful listening to this low audio quality. I said, when is he getting to the point? So I said, thanks for the email. I liked the video. It was hour 30. He agreed. I said, all right, hello, client. Started watching the video. Did you send me the right one? It's some guy from the 90s in horrible audio complaining about Clinton and the New World Order. If that is the one, what in God's name makes you think he's serious or that anything he says should be taken seriously? He's a nut. I'm about 25 minutes in and he still hasn't gotten to the point. He says, yes, that's the one. Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I do not believe in it. And here's the problem that I faced at this point. The guy wasn't saying anything conspiratorial. He hadn't even gotten to his thesis, his premise. Like, okay, maybe I meander and wander a little bit. Hey, Dick Nuts, it's Captain Asshole here. Oh, God, I got to take a shit. And da-da-da. All right, let's get to, it's like maybe a minute of bullshit. This guy just rambled somewhat about himself as well and how stupid the rest of you are for not seeing his brilliant kind of like a Zarathustra, but a moron. You guys can look that up. But he never got to a thesis. He never got to say, like, one of you guys had me hangman or something like that. Presumably the world's smartest man, and he figured out this grand universal theory. It's like, what do you think? And that's how I looked it up, and I went through his thesis. I'm like, get to the effing point. And all he did was he literally used made up words instead of just giving a general quick synopsis. All right, here's what we're going to do. You see that thing in the sky we call lightning? I'm going to put it in a bottle. Like, oh, okay, I got that. I understand that. Couldn't even do that. And this guy didn't even get to that. He didn't he just, I'm like, all right, what's the theory? Forget conspiracy or not. What's your theory? Never gets to it. I said, I don't believe in da-da-da-da-da. But he says something later in the video about America, strictly about Americans, I thought was worth commenting on. You can stop watching the video after the hour, 10-minute mark. not pushing religion, not a Christian. You keep, and I believe you, dude. I'm not saying you were a Christian or you believed in conspiracy theories. I said, okay, been 30 minutes. He says, I said, okay, when? When does he say? He says it's at the 30 to 35 minute mark and gives his reasons and cure. What he says afterwards, as I said, I'm not a Christian. I get the impression of pushing a religion. I know it's a return to Jesus. If we all just find Christ again, there's an angle there that is correct. If we all find moralities and principle, and if that is enforced upon society through a religion, fine, okay. Because beforehand they were worshiping the sun god and cutting out the hearts of the tribe next to him in some cultures. That didn't work. It's like when the Spaniards came over and the Aztecs. It's like, oh, you're killing people thinking sacrificing hearts to the sun god's going to save you? Let's introduce you to galvanized steel technology. Well, look out the Jaguars with their stone tools. Here they come. This is a musket. But if we get back to Jesus, it'll all save us. All right, so I listened to it. And this is not, we need a vocabulary lesson. He doesn't have a conspiracy. He doesn't have a theory. You know, he's a conspiracy theorist. We'll go into Bill Cooper a little bit later. But all of his premise is that the collapse and decline of the United States, this disease, is cowardice. Which, dude, that's a tweet, not an hour, 30-minute podcast or ranting or ramble. That's it. Americans are cowards. They're cowards when it comes to raising their children correctly. They're cowards telling people no. They're cowards when it comes to picking up arms and defending their country and their homeland and all that. They're a coward when it comes to telling, here's one way you could fight back. I'm not even talking about like an actual revolution. I'm just talking like things Americans can do to fight the left that are perfectly legal and would end them tomorrow. Stop sending your kids to worthless colleges for worthless degrees. Disown your children if they dare come back to you and say, you know what, you benefit from patriarchy and oppression of minorities, and you have white privilege. Okay, bye, get out of here. Go marry the state. Get out of here. I know. Here's another one: raising your children with good principles and ethics and a work ethic. Making sure your kids on birth control so they don't spit out any more rat bastard children. These are all things we could do that you could fight. You could cut people out of your life and off from you, family, friend, or foe, who vote to enslave you more through socialism, no matter how well-intentioned they think it is. Make them pay. Don't conduct business with leftists. Speak bluntly and honestly and truthfully to your fellow minority, Latino, female, black, Hispanic, whatever, brothers and sisters. Like, look, are you done being poor? Look, I know 5-6 generations of your family, post-slavery, your ancestors, has been poor. Do you want to make it 6? Because I don't know if you notice, they keep trying the same thing, and I wonder if the 6th time, my good heavens, Blackadder, how did you know? It says, well, because we've done that exactly 16 times before. Yes, but that's the genius of the strategy. Just since we've done it 16 times before, they won't expect it a 17th time. That's Blackadder Goes Forth. It's a great World War II comedy skit. They're talking about going over it's World War II. I'll tell you this. We'll get back to this. They're talking about, it's World War I, and the admiral, the general, whoever's talking to Blackadder, Johnny English guy. I can't remember his name. And says, okay, now we have our big strategy. It's the British walrusy mustache stereotype. And then Blackadder's like, sir, does this involve us slowly climbing out of our trenches and walking slowly towards the Germans' machine guns? He's like, oh my goodness, Blackadder, how'd you know? That's top secret. Because it's exactly what we've done the past 16 times before. It's the same thing with minority poverty. Like, you going to try the 17th time? Is the 17th generation going to really suck this time too and be at the bottom quintile of income? Oh my God, how did you know it was going to be more of other people's money and wealth? Because it's the same thing we've been trying since the Great Society. Anyway, getting back to the larger point, you want to help out, you want to fight, all right? You be honest and actually tell people that, here's another one. Look out here. Do you want another example on how to fight the left without going to jail? Tell women that big is not beautiful and to start majoring in STEM. And that the degree choices are really effing stupid. Oh, but that would hurt my. But again, and this is where Bill Cooper is right, most Americans, especially American fathers, are cowards. They don't want any confrontation, the path of least resistance. And instead of, and this is disproportionately men, but women are certainly responsible somewhat too, but I'd say men so more so here. Men have failed to hold society, specifically their children, up to certain standards of public behavior and etiquette, and common sense and logic and principles and morals and wisdom. Because that would be hard. Because telling your wife to lose weight or you'll leave her is hard. And most of you don't have the guts to do that. I've told several girls that. Lose weight or there's another girl over there and she ain't as fat as you. And you guys, oh, I can't. And it's how cowardice most men are. You will live with a fat wife that you don't want to fuck instead of tell her to lose weight because you're afraid of an uncomfortable conversation. Meanwhile, you're getting flattened like a pancake because you're so fat you can't. It's okay. Pancake nuts. All right. Where's that going? But he's right. Bill Cooper is right. Everyone's a coward. You all want to be popular. I'll give you, I've been picking on the men. Let's pick on the women. How many women deep down inside probably do want to get married and have a traditional husband and kids? I don't know what the percentage is, but I would imagine it's a significant percentage because that's how things have been programmed for millions of years, certainly hundreds of thousands. But they're cowards, despite them strong, independent, brave woman. Yeah, except when it comes to disagreeing with the female mind hive. Like if you ever were to say, well, I just want to be a stay-at-home mom and support my husband and raise my kids, you are immediately banished from the cult of Oprah, otherwise known as American women. You have to go get your career. You have to vote Democrat. You have to get a higher education. You need your Prada bags. Most women are cowards. They will say, okay, yeah, that's what I want. And Lord knows what percent of them cry themselves to sleep because they're not married. I don't care. But can we say 20% maybe want that deep down inside? Some would argue 80%. Most of them do. But my point is there's a significant percentage of women who lack the strength of the courage to basically tell their friends, no, I want to get married and have children. No, I don't want to, feminism, sure, I believe in equal treatment of women and equal under the law and the right to vote and everything like that. But this has gone too far where you're giving women preferential treatment at the expense of men. And I don't believe it. And I want to stay thin for my man. Look at what happened to Adele when she lost all that weight and all the reavers came out and got her. They're like reavers. From Firefly, for the nerds out there. But these women don't have the courage to do that. They're cowards. And he's right. And what it boils down to is this. No one has the strength anymore to speak the truth. We're all cowards because we're afraid of uncomfortable conversations, being called names, being accused of things we're not guilty of, the ists and the isms, ostracization, more specifically in the women's case, or you're just a weak person who doesn't want any conflict in their life. And you'll settle for the happy wife, happy life. You'll send your kids to an overpriced liberal arts degree, co-sign on the loans, ruin your retirement planning, remortgage your house, and give your daughter or son a completely worthless, worse than worthless, a brainwashed liberal arts degree where they come back to hate you in the culture that you were raised in and brought them up under. You're such a weak, pathetic man or a mom, woman. You'll sign away at that because it's the path of least resistance. And society consequently deserves to die because, frankly, the society is the future. We don't raise our kids. God almighty. Guys, get my book, How Not to Become a Millennial. Is there a more perfect example where we failed to raise a generation in reality and now they're paying the price? And consequently, since the younger people are the future, that means the future of the country is going to suck. And we're doing the same thing to Gen Z. So this isn't a conspiracy. That's not a conspiracy. Conspiracy would be like there's foreign forces. It could be the Chinese, it could be aliens, it could be the lizard people under Denver International Airport or the JUSA. And they're doing this thing and it's oppressing the rest of us. That's a conspiracy, right? Or something is purposely being hidden from us. That's a conspiracy. accusing Americans of cowardice, laziness, and patheticness, and weakness, and spinelessness. No, that's not a conspiracy. That's deadly accurate. So I don't really believe it's not a conspiracy. There's nothing edgy here. Now, that being said, to get to that one sentence where Bill Cooper says it's American cowardice, and you got to go through all that other crap. I mean, it was like wandering through a swamp to find a little nugget of copper and wandering 5 miles back out of the swamp because the guy's there. I just want to go through this guy here. Bill Cooper, 43, died 2001, American conspiracy theorist, radio broadcaster, and author known for his 1991 book, Beyond the Pale Horse. Warned multiple global conspiracies, some involving extraterrestrial life. Cooper also describes the HIV/AIDS as a man-made disease used to target blacks, Hispanic, and homosexuals, and that a cure was made before it was implemented. He has been described as a militia theoretician. He's bald. He's fat. Well, he's dead now. He has a military career, and then I'm just going to go to his death. I'm like, he died in 2001. That's pretty early. As Cooper moved away from ufology community towards the militia and anti-government subculture in the late 1990s, he became convinced that he was being personally targeted by Bill Clinton and the Internal Revenue Service. In July of 1998, he was charged with tax evasion. All right, so the guy doesn't pay his effing taxes. Look, guys, I know nobody likes paying their taxes, right? Do you know why I pay my taxes, though? Why I'm usually getting? Because I don't want the IRS on my ass. That's like, I'll have the mafia, I'll have the Mexican cartels, I'll have a nagging wife. But God damn it, what does it make you to go away? Here you go. Bye. Now let me operate in peace. And I'll just charge more. I guess I'll work a little, but it's like, you don't mess with the IRS. You don't mess with the mafia. Like, what's wrong with you? Pay your fucking taxes. No, he's this. And he also reminds me of the guy who was like, he was a brothel owner and he moved the brothel to different counties to throw the local sheriffs off. He also didn't think like he should pay taxes. And I understand. Maybe you should pay the taxes to the amount that we're being charged right now. But like, okay, you're above here's where he's truly loony. You think you're going to outrun the IRS, huh? You think you're going to outgun them. Okay, buddy. All right. Arrest warrant was issued, but Cooper eluded repeated attempts to serve. In 2000, he was named a major fugitive by the United States Marshal Service. November 5th, 2001, Apache County Sheriff's deputy attempted to arrest Cooper in his Edgar, Arizona home on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and endangerment stemming from issues with local residents. All right, so he's some nut job now, flashing his gun, brandishing his weapons. Oh, Aaron, it's Wikipedia. I know, but we could look this up, right? I don't think I'm going to put it in there without like a documentation. After an exchange of gunfire during which Cooper shot one of the deputies in the head, Cooper was fatally shot. Federal authorities reported that Cooper had spent years evading execution of the 1998 arrest warrant, according to his spokesman. So, like, what? This guy couldn't have been making that much money. What would it have been? Here's your $10,000 with $2,000 to fees, IRS people. Now, please go away. Here's your protection money. Go away. No, he's going to gun down and kill some innocent deputy. Who knows? Might have had a family. Some kids that now without their dad. And the problem perpetuates. So this guy, and if you just listen to the video, the guy's a fucking douchebag. The guy's a fucking moron. And the guy's a fucking blowhard. And you guys have got to, and I know you're not a conspiracy theory guy, but you really got to avoid these conspiracy theory guys because what they're using is they're using sexy sensationalism as a substitute for the hard work that goes into actual doing some philosophy and coming up with new observations, new epiphanies, new ideas that are based in reality. Right? And that's what they don't want. They want, it's just sugar. It's like, ooh, there could be lizard people at their Denver International Airport. All right, well, there's not. And no one, the Bigfoot assholes. Oh, he's found some excrement. Oh, we got a footprint. Like, well, you're wasting your life and the lives of, a couple million people that actually tune into that shit. Don't you think you guys got anything better to do? Like, do you want to live in the real world? Like, aren't movies and cartoons enough of an escape for you? No, you have to live on this quasi world where it's like, wow, why don't you just like build a house or create some art or actually get into real philosophy? Or study economics, or improve your personal finances, spend time with your kids. No, we got to jerk off our pea-brain minds to give value to our lives. Like, oh my God, I believe in Bigfoot. I believe in Bigfoot. You guys can keep sending this to me, but it's going to be an arm and a leg. All right, so there we go. 60 comments. All right. Juan, the Aztec patriarch in the house. Alex Patino, our Latino truck driving agent in the field for $2. How the kids will do now that math is racist. I know. You've proven my point, Alex. Like, I guess we're going to have another generation of where minorities and women are going to be dead last or second place or however you want to measure it. It's just going to be another generation gone, and no one's going to tell them the truth. I've been half tempted to write a book, Act Asian or something like that, where it's like, I don't know why they're trying to close the gap between everyone else and whites. It's like, dude, shouldn't we be like closing the gap between the Asians? Like, doesn't everybody here want to make 120 grand a year? Like, don't you think we ought to like study, forget whites, honorable mention, but the Asians like, hey, check out this $120,000 median income and no crime. What are they getting? They're thin. What's going on over here? Don't you think we should maybe study them and reveal, what do you guys do? But I know, ladies, the maths are hard. The maths are hard, but I'm not passionate about it. And now math is racist. I'm wondering how that's going to work out for the American Indian community. Let's scroll down here. Scott Lutke, $2 for nothing. Atham for $2. I hate school sucks. Dude, so the place I'm staying, it's a buddy of mine over in Green Bay. And I saw the school bus go by and turn around the cold, pick some kids up. And I'm like, oh, and it wasn't like having a Vietnam flashback. One, because I've never been to Vietnam. And it wasn't that bad, but I was just like, oh, fuck. And I'm just like, those poor kids. Like, today, I wouldn't be able to tolerate it. The only way they could keep me in school is because they started when I was 5 and I didn't have a right or a say. You try to make me go to a place for 8 hours a day and tolerate that fucking bullshit, I'd fucking kill everyone. I'd be like, nope, if I'm going to go to some place, it might as well be jail, because I guess they got TV and a workout room and some basketball courts there. But, oh, man, I just felt so sorry for those kids because they went that orange fucking prison bus rounding up. Hey, your parents don't love you. 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 And now go to the school where the teachers don't love you. Oh, we have to pick up our kids. Oh. Post-roar clarity for $2. And that's it. Did I get them all? I think I got them all. All right, that's it. Okay. Later on, I might be doing a podcast with Elkas. Not today, but this week. I finally got some downtime. And I'm just staying put in Wisconsin. I'm going to go for a nice run today. It's going to be 50 degrees. Going to listen to some Masculine Geek, Red Morning with Ryan Stone. I got a lot. Oh, and I tuned in. I got some Jordan Peterson stuff I'm going to tune into. Anyway. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, AskLoConsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.